Hello, my loves. My name is Maggie Wright. I'm a team lead at Method Real Estate Advisors. In this series, we're going to kind of go over home inspections, the gray areas that are not typically covered in your standard home inspection. So we'll be speaking with local experts, local roofing experts, local HVAC experts, as well as structural engineer, water intrusion specialists, and pest control. Not only is this information very valuable in a real estate transaction, but just great information to have in general if you're a homeowner. So welcome to the series, and let's get started with part one. Hey guys, this is part one of our inspection series. I am with Raymond Little with Perimeter Roofing, and we are kind of going to do a little Q&A about when to call a roofer and some of the good information that Ray has about, that he wants agents to know really about roofing materials and, when you should call him in, etc. So, Ray, will you tell me a little bit about, your experience, your company?
Yeah, so I'm one of the owners of Perimeter Roofing. We actually specialize in working with agents in this buy and sell process. So I guess we're going to go over, on the buy side, what needs to be done, and on the sell side needs to be done as far as where do we fit in that process.
Perfect. So let's just jump into, what are some things that you wish that agents knew even before calling you? Not talking about on the buying side or selling side, but just kind of some general information, maybe about how long a life expectancy of a roof. Let's get into some of the defective materials, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think when you're looking at an architectural roof on the disclosure, I think if you're looking at a roof that has a 30-year laminate on it, which is basically what's on in the Atlanta market, Metro Atlanta market, your life expectancy on those is only about 12 to 15 years in Georgia.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to know. So if you're fitting in that, we need to, if you're going to do a pre-list, we like to do pre-listing inspections. We like to go ahead and get out there early in the due diligence process, not the last day.
For sure. So if an agent's walking up to a house, are there any clues that they should be looking for? If the roof is, if the roof is either failing or if the roof is at the end of its life?
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So if they're standing on the roof, usually that is a indicator that's at least 10 years old.
Okay.
And then also the agents that have looked at a lot of homes and have been through this multiple times, you can start looking for drip edge. The drip edge is actually the little piece of flashing that comes down and covers the building gap out, and it kind of frames the house. Mm-hmm. So that has been standard since 2014, so that's another telltale sign. If you don't see it, we know that we're looking at a roof that's at least
pre-2014.
Yeah, pre-2014. So that's another one we might need to look at, and obviously missing shingles.
Oh yeah, missing shingles.
Right, it's a go-to off the rip.
What about Atlas Chalet? Now I know Atlas Chalet, we don't run into quite as much as we did a couple of years ago. A lot of those roofs have already been replaced. But let's talk about Atlas Chalet, because I know it can be really scary to buyers, Atlas Chalet roofs.
Yeah, the Atlas Chalet roof, if it's still present on the roof, what we're seeing now is, especially since the market boomed so much and so many houses got sold and there's so many new policies, that the carriers are getting a little bit more picky on the policies that they want to write for your new buyer. Okay. So if underwriters come out there in the first 90 days, that's another thing that I should mention. If you do buy a house, in a roof and you do get insurance on it, underwriters do have 90 days to come out there and look at that house and make sure they want to insure it.
Okay, that is really good to know, because like Ray was saying, the last 2 years in the market, a lot of people did waive inspections and they kind of take houses as is. And so what he's saying is that within that first 90 days, the insurance companies are allowed to come out and look over the house. And so even though it might not be a big deal to you and that house is currently insured, you could lose insurance coverage if
Correct.
They don't feel like it's in good.
If it's not what was on the disclosure too.
Okay, cool. Well, okay, let's talk about on the listing side. You and I have talked previously about pre-listing inspections. Give me a good idea on what you do at a pre-listing inspection.
So we just go over the basic, it's like a risk assessment of the roof. We'll get up on the roof. We'll kind of determine the age of the roof. We'll also determine if anything needs to be sealed up. What we're trying to do is keep everything intact, so when you do get an offer and there is home inspectors, that we already have everything covered for that aspect. So you don't start getting a bunch of red flags on the home inspection report, because we know that you have a home inspector out there. You thought the house was fine. Now you have 55 things to deal with. Some are negotiable and some are not, I guess.
Yeah.
But we try to take the roofing aspect of it out there. We already have a solution to the problem that might come up. Hey, the home inspector. Well, yeah, the home inspector did find that, but here's what the roofer already said.
Exactly.
So
having that
being proactive.
Exactly. And another thing is, like, it's always good once that inspector comes out, because if you go under contract, the inspectors are not roof experts, right?
Correct.
They're just not roof experts. So being able to have that rebuttal is like really important.
Like we already got it solved. We're trying to get you to the closing table.
Exactly, and it might be one of those roofs that's like right on the cusp. Like you're not willing to replace it, but there's still some life expectancy there, and you have the paperwork to kind of back that up. And
correct. Yeah, we always say, hey, we already had perimeter roofing out here. They've looked at the roof. They say that it has between 5 and 10 years, or 7 and 14, or whatever. We're already dealing with, like, you already have it covered on the agent side. Yeah, that's great, but we know they found this. But hey, we actually have a report from the roofer right here saying otherwise, because they actually got on the roof, where the home inspector flies a drone or looks from the ladder.
And again, they're not roofing experts.
Exactly.
I've had a roof before on the buying side where they had the inspector didn't know a lot about roofs, and he was like making all these claims about the roof, and the seller fortunately did just that, had a roofer come out, and they had all the information to back it up, so it gave our buyer so much peace.
Correct,
That
yeah.
they actually had already, and it was warranted and everything. So one of the things I really want to hit on, because, you see a lot of companies come and go, especially in roofing, we know that a lot of these companies, you have one person that comes and, meets you and talks to you, like the door knocking type companies, and then you have a crew, and yeah, maybe they'll throw a roof up on your house, but in the next couple of years, are they even in business?
Right.
So, like, as an agent, I definitely would always recommend using a reputable roofing company that's been around for a while, that doesn't try to kill the deal, right? That they have enough business in their portfolio that they don't need to come out and make unnecessary repairs or push you to purchase a roof that isn't necessary, right? So
Right.
Do you run into that a lot coming after?
We always say, refer, don't refer a liability. There's a lot of people that are one-man shows or two-man shows or small outfits. But there's no do-overs in roofing. If it gets nailed up there wrong and it's a bad install, you're stuck with that install.
Yeah.
You don't want to refer somebody that isn't going to be able to stand behind their warranty in the next 5 years, next 25 years. We offer a 5-year labor warranty, and we have a 25-year labor warranty.
And that's really what we should be looking for. Like, that's a good standard.
Right. That's what somebody that's going to stand behind their work.
Exactly.
So I know we all like to throw somebody a bone. That's the new guy or the small guy. But there's no do-overs in roofing. So I just don't think that's a good fit for. Like I said, refer a good company and not liability.
Right, a reputable company. And, ultimately, like, we're trying to get our clients to the closing table and have them a good, secure home, and make sure that we're not selling them a home that they're going to, move into, and all of a sudden they're having massive leaks.
Right. Or like I said, there's every roof that we get on, like I said, we did really well on roofing, and we did $110 million in 5 years. So, there's not a problem with every roof. There's not money to be made on every roof. We're trying to get y'all to the closing table so you can get your new client that's looking at 5 more houses, so we can look at 5 more roofs, right?
Exactly.
So it's a volume thing.
Well, Ray, I just want to thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you. I know you're a very busy guy, so I do appreciate you coming in and educating us, because, these are things that we run into in real estate, but again, it's always good to reach out to an expert.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity.
No, definitely. Well, you guys have a wonderful day, and if you have any questions about the video, we definitely will leak information and contacts, and be blessed.